We are out here at the YOLA Content House in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, taking a first look at the all-new Pro 4 lineup from YOLA, their best paddles to date, both for durability and for performance. There's a lot that goes on inside these paddles to make them perform so well, but starting just with how they play, great power, great feel off the face, similar to the Mod TA15 with incredible durability. We've seen the internals of these paddles and the testing that YOLA's put into them behind the scenes. Really impressive how they're pushing the game forward and pickleball paddle construction. I love to see the industry moving this direction. Let's dive into what makes these Pro 4 paddles so special. Inside the Pro 4 models, we see the familiar Propulsion Core Tech that goes around the upper half of the paddle. But we're also seeing some cool new flex tech in the bottom corners of the paddle that help the throat flex and return more energy, as well as really expand the sweet spot of the paddle, which you definitely felt. Another great thing to see here is the health of the honeycomb cells inside the paddle itself. YOLA previously has compressed their cores in their production of the paddle, which does give more power out of the box, makes it feel a little warmer, but it predisposes it to breaking in a little sooner. YOLA's learned from that and is now producing a compressionless built core that keeps the strong honeycomb structure while keeping that flexy performance on the perimeter of the paddle, giving you the best blend of both power and durability you can get on the market with this Gen 3 style build. So traditionally, one of the biggest issues with power paddles is how hot and cold the sweet spot is. So you get phenomenal power performance in the center, and then it dies off as you go towards the edge, making it really hard to know exactly how hard your resets or dinks are gonna go. Am I gonna pop the ball up or is it gonna end up in the net? What YOLA has done is they've optimized the foam placement and placement of the honeycomb around the entire paddle to give you a really consistent feel edge to edge. A lot of people say that, but after seeing the internals of these paddles and the work that they've put into making them so forgiving, you really start to believe it. And once you play it, you can feel it. For example, I love standard shape paddles, and I typically find myself gravitating towards thicker 16mm models. I've loved the Colin Johns models of years past from YOLA, but on this 14mm and a Bright, I've got more forgiveness, even without added weight, than I've gotten from any other power paddle build like this. And honestly, I love the hand speed, maneuverability, and pop I get from a thinner paddle. And if I don't have to sacrifice forgiveness, that is phenomenal. I still do like the 16mm Colin Johns in this Pro 4 build, but I think a lot of players that have traditionally played thicker paddles should explore thinner paddles with these new Pro 4 models, as they offer a lot of the benefits that thicker paddles have in years past. As far as spin goes, one of the benefits with the core build that YOLA has gone with is more dwell time and that softer cushion feel you might be familiar with from the Mod TA15 paddles that were incredibly popular last year. Well, we've got more of that plush feeling in these than we got with the YOLA 3S models. And I think players are going to be pleasantly surprised with how much they are able to feel the ball bending off the face, getting back over and dipping at their opponent's feet. Whether it was soft compression shots like cross-court dinks that I was rolling over, full serves, or drives, I've been able to really bend the ball, and seeing higher level players and what they're able to do with these paddles has been mind-blowing. Now, we do have to talk certification these days, and one of the best things about these Pro 4 models is that they are certified both for the USAP and the UPA-A, making them legal to play in really any tournament across the world. YOLA's given us all the shapes we've come to love, like the Scorpius, Perseus, and Hyperion with this launch. But we're also seeing something new from Andre Agassi himself, the new Agassi Shape, designed by Andre to make the transition from tennis to pickleball even easier, something that's going to resonate with millions of players around the world. And what the Agassi Shape does so well is offer a large forgiving face while moving the sweet spot of the paddle up just a bit to a really natural place for players coming from tennis where they're more used to hitting the ball. Playing with this thing, drives, serves are incredibly easy to generate power, and blocking at the net is really, really confident as you feel like you've just got such a solid piece of equipment in your hand. Now, it's not my first choice as a standard shape player. I love the Scorpius and the maneuverability that comes with it. But for those players transitioning from tennis, they're going to immediately connect with this paddle, and it's worth a shot, especially if you like elongated paddles already. No matter what shape you end up going with, whether it's the Scorpius like me, that Perseus like Ben, or even this Agassi Shape by Andre himself, there's going to be something for everyone in this new YOLA launch. I absolutely love the spin they generate, but most of all, the durability for a power paddle is just something that's desperately needed in the pickleball industry, and I love to see JOOLA leading the charge. You can find these paddles over at pickleballcentral.com. Drop your questions in the comments down below, and we'll do our best to get right back to you. Thanks so much for watching.